50 naira you are removing on top of 10,000. Even God is 10%. God, you are dragging commission with God. On each 10,000 that enter your account, 15 naira must go. Sometimes it has even happened to me before. I made a transfer to somebody on the island to get me something, and the person didn't have money in his account. Then he called me that, madam, please let me add 15 naira because now I can't even make the 128,000 naira payment again because I've been deducted. Imagine. And me now sending twice, I'm going to be debited for using the service. These things are too much. On each 10,000 that enters your account, you are going to pay 15 naira. Almost every 3 days, I get debit. They will tell you that, okay, 500 naira, 1,000, 3,000 has been deducted. Of each 50 naira, they will give you in batches. Different needless debits. You told me to come and keep money in your account, in your bank, so that I can save. But you are even ripping me off. Apart from the bank's maintenance charges, I get meaningless deductions, so many that I can't even, if I get my phone, I'll be able to mention those deductions, and it's a lot. It's too much.
In January 2025, telcos proposed a 100% tariff increase to cover increasing costs, and Nigeria's Communication Commission approved a 50% increase instead, which has started seeing implementation. When policies like this come into play, it is the women in the informal sector who suffer the more, because the cost of these digital services is passed on to them, and it potentially limits their access to these digital financial tools.
Maybe it's bank or federal government or government, I don't know. They are deducting money, which is affecting us now. They are deducting money unnecessarily. So at times, tí mo bá ka gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n bá ti já 50 naira tí wọ́n ti ń já from my accounts, ó lè jẹ́ 1,000 plus for that day. Not only me, gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe POS ni òkìní yẹn affect sí. Ó affect wa gan, kí wọ́n bá wa dá padà sí bá ṣe wà tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹni bá fẹ́ withdraw owó ká withdraw ká buy transfer. That is why we are eating. Kò rẹ̀ síṣẹ́ náà. Àwọn most people tí wọ́n bá jáde school, nǹkan tí wọ́n máa ń gbé náà ni tí wọ́n bá ṣe tán. But at the end of the day, kò síṣẹ́ tán fẹ́ ṣe. Eléyìí tí wọ́n tún wá tún ṣe náà. Government wọ́n tún bàjẹ́ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́, kò yẹ kó lè rí bẹ́ẹ̀. It's affecting everybody, not only we that are using it as business.
53% of informal women traders report failed transfers at least twice a week. That's inventory loss, school fees delayed, revenue gone. Many women now count failures as a cost of business. Failed transfers, deducted charges, limits that make their money feel small even when it is big.
For instance, now if I want to go to the island, Lagos Island, to buy something, everybody knows that the network on Lagos Island is terrible. Once you are there, your reception is down. You can't even send out messages. You can't make transfer. You can't do this. You can't do that. And how can I, in 2025, how can I be carrying cash? That's why I only buy from people that I know. I already have suppliers. So most times they just give you the goods, everything. When you get to me, you go and sort your transfer. What of strangers? It has happened to me before. I went to a random store that I didn't know. Then I made a transfer of, was it 210,000? I was debited 3 times. Then I came home and still the person did not receive that payment. Do you know I didn't go with that goods? I left it in Lagos and I went to my car, so I could have easily carried the goods in my car and left. It was 3 days later the person got his own payments that I was able to send my goods down to Abuja. Then I had to start going to the bank often for me to get my 420,000 naira reversal, which took like 3 weeks. These things are stressful.
And another one is this. Tell any amount about fair withdraw, we do withdraw it easily. Even if we are withdrawing 1 million, I might withdraw it soon. It's a problem. But you see, if you want to withdraw, you cannot withdraw you 100,000 naira loss. So if you want to do a transaction, most I want to want a POS. I want to want a POS. So my first show was the customers. I might withdraw, I might transfer. But hello means I withdraw 100,000 naira. So kò dẹ̀ lè ṣe owó yẹn tó bá dùn tó fẹ́ lọ síbò mi 100 card yẹn ò ní lọ mọ́ a sọ fún pé exceed withdrawal limit so kò ní lọ mọ́.
I no dey do anything. I no even dey use my account again because many na 419.
Wetin dem dey do, they only dey debate me for my account. They just dey debate everything. No dey even dey reach a month. They just dey debate me money. I dey say I will go pray for them, but I never see chance to go.
Let's not leave the challenge of getting digital identity out of the policy discussion. According to a 2023 IATA Eye for All report, Distance to enrollment centers and transportation costs prevents many rural women from opening bank or mobile money accounts. Some even had to bribe their way to get access to a service as basic as digital identity.
Because of crowd of people, I use money to do one.
Anybody help you that time?
Now just made them say, I know this person because of quick. Now be the money when we used. You'll just take you say, now my person be this one do one. Now you go feel am by yourself. It not concern anybody again.
That NIN hard for me. I go do am for barrack. Then they give me one NIN. I don't know say they don't give me original one. So I go collect money for bank. They tell me say na student accounts now I open. Say the money I no fit drop the money. Say me I go bring my NIN. I carry the NIN go now. Come say na fake. I can't go back. As I go back, come today. I will go. You know they no go give me. Come tomorrow. I run up and down more than 2 weeks before I fit get the original NIN for barrack.
Kò easy rárá láti ṣe NIN nísìn bí mo ṣe máa ń gbọ́ ìgbà tí mi ṣe tọ̀dọ̀ mi I don't have any problem with that but àwọn tí wọ́n lọ ṣe nísìn wọ́n máa ní àwọn ìpèníjà oríṣiríṣi bóyá kọ́ ní wọ́n tètè dá wọn lóhùn ni o àbí kí wọ́n ní orúkọ wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ type bí àwọn ṣe mistake orúkọ láti bí àwọn fẹ́ fi use àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n máa ní problem pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ gan so it's not that so easy. Fún wọn nísìn BVN NIN so on them máa lọ sí bank wọ́n máa lọ máa bọ̀ ni so the stress is too much.
You may think that regulations and policies in Abuja will have nothing to do with these women until you realize that a couple of policies from NIM, SIM linkage to cashless policy have all created a shift from a majorly cash informal sector to a rising increase in electronic transactions. More of these women would rather go to POS than bother walking into a bank.
They use First Bank. For now, not they use again. You go there, you know, see cash. You put money, you want buy market, they'll say no cash. Because of that one, I stop her. I better use POS than I use bank.
Despite many challenges with failed transfers, tariffs, hikes, and more, these women have found strength in community support and knowledge sharing. Communities like the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria, AMBAM, have emerged alongside POS groups where women share strategies, tips, and warnings.
We have AMBA. The association is all those that àmì ọ̀rántí ní acronyms ẹni mo rántí. Fún gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe POS ni, tá bá ti ní any challenge, a máa sọ síbẹ̀. So they are even, àwọn náà ń try fún wa. Wọ́n gbìyànjú fún wa lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ní kíní POS dé wọ́n jáwó wọ́n máa ń kọ́ wa dáadáa pé ọ̀nà tá a lè gbà tí àfin ní kó sọ́wọ́ àwọn scammers gbogbo ẹni wọ́n máa ń sọ fún wa tá a dẹ̀ máa ń tẹ̀lé.
Even gan èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹnìkan tí n bá tan rédíò láàárọ̀ tàbí mò ń bọ̀ nínú mọ́tò anything tí n bá gbọ́ tó jẹ́ ohun tí ẹbí mi lè jì sí tàbára mi lè jì sí tàbẹ́ni tó lè jì sí tó lè kó bá mi tó lè mú ọkàn mi porúurú máa pè mí pé nǹkan báyìí ni mo gbọ́ lẹ́ni o kálukú ṣọ́ra o nǹkan báyìí la gbọ́ lánàá o kálukú ṣọ́ra pé nǹkan tẹ̀yìn bá ti gbọ́ so kò lè ṣe ọlẹ́ òjì.
Advocacy multiplies impact. One door opens when many women speak out together. Community support and knowledge sharing are as important as individual efforts. Also, fintechs, regulators, and consultants need to engage at this level to really understand who these women really are, for whom all these policies and platforms are designed.
My advice would be that only one regulatory registration should be required to open an account. Today, to get an account, you are required to have BVN, NIN, driver's license, utility bill, and all that. For example, your national identification number should contain all this information. My thoughts. It has your biometric, you should have your biometric information, you should have your telephone number, you should have your email, and you should have your address. Basically, if what everybody's providing to get access to finance is just one and not multiple, I believe that the adoption rate of financial services quite higher than this. Also, the methodology of correcting your information while you have an issue with it may also be dealt with, be improved. If you have a mismatch, for example, in the way you are reading or in the spelling and things like that, sometimes it takes so long. I know some people have abused this and changed it for the benefits of themselves. But the truth of the matter is that it is still very difficult for people to change their information and correct errors on their information whenever they want to open an account. So this, again, some of the challenges that we face on the field. We're not going to make it excessively long, but maybe if, in the first instance, let's just reduce it and let us make it easy for you to update. Your address field, for example, on your NIN, you should be able to update it on your phone with your facial recognition. For example, that, I've moved from Lagos to Ibadan and I want to update it. I don't have to go to one physical office and go and be printing, and I should be able to do it myself. Maybe I cannot change my name myself without a third party or somebody verifying that it's me and certain critical information like date of birth. But the minor ones, the basic ones, I should be able to change it myself.
In 2023, only 4% of the Central Bank of Nigeria's financial inclusion policy directly reference rural or gender-targeted access. No wonder adoption lags.
There's so much competition for the same set of people. You just want to acquire the same customers that have been acquired by other banks, offering the same products or sentiments to bring the person into the space. I think it's important that we all embrace inclusivity. 60 million or so out of 200 million is still, a far cry from total people that should the bank. And recently, CBN told us that cash circulation outside is far more than what is within the banks, without putting any figures directly. So there's so much out there for people that have not been financially included and the sort of, businesses they do. You realize that since the conglomerates and the FMCG started, bringing down the quantity to which they sell their product, they have more sales than when they are selling it in large quantities. The dead coke, sachet drinks, the sachet this. And that shows you that the informal space and people with that space that are willing to part with that very quick 50 naira, 100 naira, there's so much. Not the people that want to use a card to authorize 1 million or to authorize 500,000. So there's so many people within the space that we're targeting that still need to be included. And that's the advice that, let's continue to go for the unbanked and the banks rather than the existing banks.
So now we've heard that there's a case to actually financially include all the excluded. What then would it cost if we decide to financially include the unserved and the underserved? The cost to fully DPI enable a 1,000 person rural town with an ID center, a USSD node, and telco uptime is approximately 25 million naira initial and 5 million annual ops. But rural targeted DPI spent in 2023 was less than 7% of the total rollout budget. You can't build DPI without knowing the price of pepper. Regulation is strategy, but only when it cooks soup. We need telco tax incentive for rural coverage. CBN should co-design DPI onboarding with women cooperative. We must regulate account linking fraud at the grassroots. This story is supported by the Center for Communication and Social Impact. Special thanks to all the women who let us into their business, their systems, and their strength. This is the third story in a 4-part journey.